Hi everyone, in this video we are going to see how to solve triangle when two side lengths and the included angle have been provided. Now what do we mean by solving triangle? Well, as I discussed in the previous video, solving a triangle means finding the missing attributes of the triangle. Usually we will be provided with 3 attributes of the triangle out of the 6 attributes. Now what are the 6 attributes? Well, 3 side lengths and the 3 interior angles. Normally we will be provided with 3 of the 6 attributes and one of them will be at least one side length, and then based on that information we have to find out the 3 other attributes of the triangle. So that is called solving a triangle. Now let's suppose we have a triangle ABC as you can see in the diagram. Now for this triangle, if we are provided with 3 of the attributes, let's say we have been provided with the side lengths A and B, and we have been provided with the included angle, which is the angle between the side BC and AC, that will be the angle ACB, which is denoted by uppercase C. So those are the 3 attributes that have been provided, and we have been asked to find out the 3 other attributes of this triangle. That means we have to find out the value of C, the side length AB, which is lowercase c, and also we have to find out the 2 other interior angles, the angle A and angle B. Now how are we going to do this? Well, looks like we can use the cosine law here to find the third side length. So if we use the cosine law using these 3 pieces of information, how is the cosine law going to look like? Cosine of C can be written as a squared plus b squared minus c squared over 2 times AB. And if we multiply both sides by 2 times AB, then we can write it as 2AB times cosine of C is equal to a squared plus b squared minus c squared. Now what is the unknown here? Well, here the unknown is the side length C, lowercase c. So if we bring that to the left hand side, then we can write it as c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab times cosine of c, and from here we can say then c will be equal to square root of a squared plus b squared minus 2ab times cosine of c, and we are going to take the positive value only because lowercase c is the side length of a triangle. It cannot have a negative value, so we are taking the positive value, and inside the square root, if you see, we know the value of a, b and the angle c, because those are the 3 pieces of information that have already been provided to us. So because we know the values of a, b and the angle c, then we should be able to calculate the value of the side length c, lowercase c. So now once we know the side length c, our remaining task is to find out the 2 interior angles, which are a and b. So how are we going to find it? Well, we can use the sine law for that. Now the sine law says a over sine A is equal to b over sine B is equal to c over sine C, which is also equal to 2 times the circumradius. Now if we take a over sine A is equal to c over sine C, from here we can say then sine of A will be equal to a over c times sine of C, and from here we can say a will be equal to sine inverse of a over c times sine of C, and similarly if we take b over sine B is equal to c over sine C, from here we can say that sine of B will be equal to b over c times sine of C, and from here we can say that b will be equal to sine inverse of b over c times sine of C. So we have been able to find out the values of the 3 other attributes. We have been provided with the values of a, b and the angle c, and from that information we have been able to find out the value of the side length C and the angle A and the angle B. I hope things are clear up to this point. Next I am going to take an example. Let's suppose for a triangle ABC, we have been provided with the side length A, which is 8 times square root of 3 cm. Side length B is equal to 8 cm, and the angle C has been provided as 30 degree. From this information, we have to solve this triangle, meaning we have to find out the side length C, lowercase c, we have to find out what is the third side length, and also we have to find out what is the angle A and the angle B. And let's use the same technique. So to find the side length C, we can use the formula that we see up above. So that will be C is equal to square root of a squared plus b squared minus 2ab times cosine of C, and if we plug in the values of a, b and the angle C, then this is going to look like square root of 8 times square root of 3 whole square, that is a squared, plus b squared would be 8 squared minus 2 times A would be 8 times square root of 3 times B would be 8 times cosine of 30 degree, and if we simplify this is going to look like square root of the first term would be 192 plus 64 minus 128 times square root of 3 times cosine of 30 degree is actually square root of 3 over 2, and if we simplify this further we can say this is equal to square root of 192 plus 64, that would be 256 minus 128, half of that would be 64 times 3, so that would be 192, and that will be equal to square root of 64, and that is equal to 8. So we have found the length of the third side, which is the C side or lowercase c, that is actually 8 centimeter, because we are using the unit as centimeter. So I am going to say that C is equal to 8 centimeter. Next, let's try to find the angle A. We can write A as sine inverse of A over C times sine of C, and that is equal to sine inverse of, now what is A? Well, A is actually 8 times square root of 3, and what is C? Well, C is actually 8. We have just found the value of C, so that is A over C times sine of 30 degree, that is equal to sine inverse of square root of 3 times sine of 30 degree is actually 1/2, so that would be square root of 3 over 2, and we can write it as sine inverse of sine of 60 degree. That means this is going to be equal to 60 degree. So essentially we can say that A is equal to 60 degree. And similarly, let's calculate the value of the angle B. Well, we can say B will be equal to sine inverse of B over C times sine of C, and here we are going to plug in the value, so that would be sine inverse of, now what is B? B is actually 8 over C is also 8, and then sine of C would be sine of 30 degree, so that is essentially sine inverse of sine of 30 degree, that means it is equal to 30 degree. So the angle B is equal to 30 degree. So then we can say that angle B is equal to 30 degree. Now, if you carefully look at it, you will see that we have a problem. Now, what is the problem? Well, the angle C was given as 30 degree. We have found angle A to be 60 degree, and we have found angle B to be 30 degree. Now, if you add them up, they actually come to 120 degree. We know the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degree. So, what is the mistake here? Now, let's try to understand this through a little diagram here. So, let me draw an isosceles triangle, because we know that the side length B and the side length C, they are equal. So, it is an isosceles triangle. So, let me draw a quick little triangle here. Let's suppose this is our triangle ABC, and this angle was given as 30 degree. The angle C has been provided as 30 degree, and we have been given the side length B, which is right here. So, B is equal to 8 centimeter, and also we have been provided with the side length A, which is right here, that is equal to 8 times square root of 3 centimeter, and also we have been able to calculate the side length C, which came out to be 8 centimeter. So C here is equal to 8 centimeter. Now if you look at this diagram, the two sides AB and AC, they are of equal length. That means it is an isosceles triangle. That means angle B will be equal to angle C. So we can say that angle B will also be 30 degree. Now if angle C and angle B, they are 30 degree each, then what would be the size of the angle A? Well, clearly angle A will be 180 degree minus B plus C, and that is equal to 180 degree minus 30 degree plus 30 degree, and that is equal to 180 degree minus 60 degree, which is equal to 120 degree. And that is the correct value of the angle A. So the size of angle A is actually 120 degree, not 60 degree. So after solving a triangle, we need to carefully validate the result to make sure that everything kind of conforms to the properties of triangle. So I'm going to write the final result here. C is equal to 8 centimeter, angle B is equal to 30 degree, and angle A is equal to 120 degree. And that is our final answer. I hope everything made sense. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.